Greetings, welcome to the beautiful Tokyo station. You can see behind me there are some trees that have changed color. Autumn is in full swing. It's at least starting here in Tokyo, but out in the countryside, actually in the mountains, it's over. But it's creeping towards the cities, and this is maybe one of the most beautiful times of the year. You're gonna let me know in the live stream that's exactly what this is, as I take some of your questions about traveling in and around Japan in autumn. This is mid-November, so I guess we'll be talking about winter before long. Right now, a lot of students, you can see over there, there's some students, they're going on autumn trips with their schools. Long lines of kids in uniforms, which is makes you really feel like you're in Japan when you see that. You can see down there at the end towards the Imperial Palace. People love to take their wedding photos here. Those trees, the ginkgo trees, I believe, down there, they are starting to change and they turn a beautiful yellow color. The city well, there are some trees here. It does feel quite nice to be here in autumn, but for wedding photos, it's particularly nice. However, most people do it at like 8 in the morning before everybody starts to show up. Now there's just a lot of traffic and stuff. It's hard to get the perfect picture here. As I turn around, you can see a lot of the tourists that are traveling here, many of them wheeling their suitcases across to the hotels around the Imperial Palace or getting a taxi, which is over there, the taxi stand for Tokyo Station on the Marunouchi side. I just said the reason why I'm here and I have a little bit of free time to answer the questions is because I just sent the postcards to my Patreon supporters. This month is the autumn foliage of Nagano. And I'm actually standing in the middle of that bridge. I'm a little dot there, but you can see the meandering river and the beautiful sun's peaking in the late afternoon sky there. So that's been sent to you, except to Canada, because they have a strike. The strike might have been somewhat resolved, but because Japan has a backstock of stuff to send to Canada, those postal items are not being accepted by Japan Post yet. But if you do want to sign up to the Postcard Club, please do. I just hold on to them until they can be sent, which I believe won't be too long. I'm hoping that the strike could be settled. So I'm looking at the questions here while they start to build up some steam. And you're welcome. I see we have some Postcard Club members here. Yesterday, I did talk about the Suica card. The Penguin is going to be retired or become extinct. Does that mean that the Suica card itself cannot be used past 2027? That's not true. We don't know yet. We believe the physical cards will be stopped. You won't be able to buy them, but I believe they'll still be able to be used. Touch media, for example, the cell phones will be okay, but you won't be able to buy new cards. That's what I'm thinking. But if you do have one, it should be fine. Looks like the cards will still be available for reloading. I think so too. You'll probably most likely be able to do this all digitally via smartphone. Everybody, it looks like the future society of Japan requires you to have either a smartphone or some sort of wearable tech that connects to the internet. I'm a little old school. I grew up in the 1980s, so I'm not really into it. I'll be long gone by the time we have implants in our brains and stuff. Most likely, I might live to 100. Who knows? That'd be interesting. I'd love to see what the future looks like then. But I don't think I'm ever going to get to that point where I have to worry too much about it. This tech is evolving, although it's moving quite quickly. I think that wearable tech and smartphone usage is going to be necessary to travel over the next, I don't know, maybe not right now, but within 5 years, you're going to have that to get around pretty good. But if you do have a Android phone, some people said, does Suica work with Android? The answer is, you can try Passmo or Ikoka. They're both the same cards. Suica is only for JR East Tokyo, but it doesn't mean you only can use it in one spot. It's on a national IC card network with regional brands. So it's like, if you use Passmo, you can still charge it everywhere around the country. If you're using Ikoka, which is the Kansai region, you can use it around the country. And some of the other brands are compatible with Android. So check that out. It doesn't have to be Suica, but the Penguin is absolutely going. Neuralink, yeah, Jason. Who knows, if that can help me walk and do functions, I might be implanting that stuff when I'm 90 and I've already lived my life, but probably not too much right now, but I don't blame anybody for doing that. So we don't know so much about that, but I'm gonna keep you up to date here. As more questions come in here, I'll put these up. Whoop. Will the penguin be removed from digital cards as well if you have one? Probably. In spring of 2027, the Suica penguin will be, and they say he's retiring, but if you've ever watched The Running Man, we know where the winners go. They're going to be, you're going to find him in the bargain bin, so to speak. Purgatory. I have a Kitaka and an Ikoka. I've got them all, including the very coveted Kumamon IC card, which is only, for some reason, that one is only for Kumamoto City. But I still have one. It's pretty cool. It's got my name on it too. I've got an IC card collection, which will be going in the museum, the Only in Japan museum one day, if I ever, you know, decide to do something like that. I got an archive of some weird stuff here. All right, come on, let me have it. What are your questions here as we get ready for fall travel? How long does fall foliage last in Shikoku? I would say it's peaked because Shikoku is a mountainous country, in particular in the center of it. I would say that it is peaked and it's getting closer to the end, but in the cities closer to the Pacific, perhaps, I think Kochi City might be starting just like Tokyo right now. You can see some of the colors here. I think Matsuyama, Tokushima, probably it's starting in the cities, but the countryside, I would say it's either on the back end or done. There's been some footage from Nikko because they had a bear attack there recently. The Japanese media really loves bear attacks. And they showed Nikko, and I'd say the foliage is 70% done. There's some colors there, but it's not as vibrant this year because the summers were so hot, but the autumn was quite quick. It didn't linger, so to speak. I think it was here for about 2 weeks and then whoosh, it's done. But the temples and the shrines, absolutely stunning with the autumn colors. Absolutely stunning. How is Tokyo at autumn weather-wise? Right now it's chilly. It's about 10 degrees, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius. There's a bit of a breeze right now. You could see on the grass, the leaves are starting to fall on the grass. So it really does feel like autumn. The nights are really chilly. You kind of need I'm seeing more down jackets. Let me put it to you like that. Everyone's got a jacket on except for that guy from Scotland who's now walking across there. I'm just assuming he's from Scotland or Canada because they're hardcore over there. I absolutely love Nikko and have driven about 7 times from Chiba. Yes! Nikko is a wonderful place. Tochigi, in fact, is a beautiful prefecture. Driving across to Nagano and Niigata, which is where I went to take this picture. Let me see if I have it here. This picture, which is the postcard. This was about 8 days ago, and as you can see, it has peaked, and it's just on the way down here. But it was just it felt very surreal to be in the countryside at this time of year. That's the time that you want to be in, and there I am in the middle of the bridge, saying hi to the drone. That's what the postcard for this month is, those shots I took with the drone. It was just, the lighting, everything was just too perfect. That had to be the postcard for this month. I saw Frank the Tank was here. Frank, pick one, Kyushu or Central Japan for a week? How dare you, Frank? Kyushu, because I think in autumn, it's a hard one. I would say Kyushu because the onsen are better, maybe. I like the food and the onsen are better, but it's like, they're like almost neck and neck. I would say maybe Kyushu is just a tad bit because there are less tourists there because it's further from Tokyo. So I would nudge towards Kyushu maybe. It's a hard one. That's a tough one. Frank, you got me there. Joseph Perry, thanks for being a traveler for 4 months. You've unlocked some pretty cool emoji that you can use in the chat here. Michael Sassano, mahalo, my brother. Nice to see you here. We have a massive Hawaiian family, I gotta tell you. And Kanai and I are planning to go to Hawaii in 2026. So Michael, if we don't see you here, hopefully we'll see you there. We are really planning to come to Hawaii, and I think Hawaii needs more visitors from Japan because the yen is so weak right now. Japanese just aren't making that trip to go to Hawaii as much, and we want to support Hawaii I don't know if they need the support, but I think, you know, I remember what happened in Maui, and we would love to go to Maui if we can afford it, to go and see that. And also I think that's where onigiri was born, or the musubi onigiri was born in that area. So we're gonna go and maybe check that out. And I see Brandy and you and our extended, including Jared and everybody else, extended family in Hawaii also waiting there too. So we love you guys. Mahalo. There's a real big a kinship with Hawaii. I think just a lot of Hawaiians in Japan and a lot of Japanese in Hawaii. There's sumo. We had some of the best sumo wrestlers. Yokozuna were Hawaiians for a while. Konishiki, Akebono. So there's a huge love for Hawaii in Japan and vice versa. So we really have a strong connection. Thanks, guys. Let's see if we can look some Joseph Perry. It's going pretty good. It is a little chilly with the breeze coming in through here. But again, like I would say layers, if you're thinking about what to wear, layers would be the best thing for Japanese travel. Because the winters are so chilly, you definitely need to have a jacket. I think if you're going to the mountains or up to Hokkaido and Tohoku, you need a down jacket. Trust me on that one. There's already signs of snow, and you just never know if it's going to get even colder. If you're sticking around Tokyo and the cities, Kyoto and Osaka, a light jacket, and if you want to get a down jacket, you could buy it for $50, $50 to $70 at Uniqlo. You could just buy a down jacket, or you could buy one of those nano puff jackets, which you could put in your pocket, and they're super warm. I have one of those too. I use that. I just throw it in my backpack or my side bag here, and I've got coverage for the evenings if I do have a chill. But with the Christmas markets coming about, more people are going to be outdoors in that chill. So having gloves and a hat and a light down jacket, probably a good idea for Kyoto. Also, there is a breeze, a wind, so having a windbreaker, probably a good idea, especially. And the rain seemed to come in October and November too. November rain, Guns N' Roses. So you want to be prepared for that. You can always pick up a rain jacket at like Montbell, which is the Patagonia of Japan, for Patagonia prices. I think it's a little bit cheaper than Patagonia, and the quality is maybe, I don't know, not as good. I don't know. Montbell's pretty good, but I always thought they're kind of a step down because they're too thin, the material. I always thought, but I get, again, like it's lighter in your bag, so there's advantages to it, but I always thought that the materials were a little too thin for the Montbell, but it's a good company. I know people who work there, so I should help them promote, but they did not sponsor this stream, so I'll be completely honest with you. Hey Mari, I've been watching your channel for some time now. I couldn't help but laugh when you got tangled up with those Japanese ladies. I'm trying to recall which ones. I get tangled up with when I was hitchhiking. I remember I got tangled up with Japanese ladies. One of them was a ghost. I turned the camera, and then I turned the camera to me and then back, and she was gone. It's a creepy thing, but I think I might know what you're referring to, although I am somewhat lost. But I'm happy, Mari, that you've been watching for a long time. From Japan, too. I'm coming in December, writes in Shuba. How is the weather in Nagoya during Christmas? I think the weather in Nagoya is very similar to that of Tokyo. Maybe slightly warmer, but it's pretty much the same. It's really off of the coast, right off of the Pacific, so the water being so close keeps it warmer. I'd say it's like equivalent to like Virginia, North Carolina in the United States. It's warm. It gets down to about 7 degrees Celsius, which is not freezing. It snows maybe once or twice a year, and it usually melts the next day. And if it doesn't, it's rare, and the sidewalks are icy and slushy, which is dangerous. You need some suberidome, we call them, like these things that grip the street. You can get them in Hokkaido if you go to the snow festival. But I would say the weather is very similar to Tokyo, and it's 7 degrees Celsius. The skies are gray like they are today in the winter. You do get really, when the skies are blue, it's colder. So the cloudy days seem to be warmer, keeping in a little bit of the heat, I guess. but you get really beautiful views, even from Nagoya, of Mount Fuji. I've seen Mount Fuji with zoom lenses, so I think I have. I'm trying to get confused. I think I have from the towers at Nagoya Station. I think I could see them from a distance on. But you also get really beautiful. One of the advantages to fall and winter is that the humidity and that steam, the mist in the air goes away, and you have really clear views from observation decks. It's totally stunning. If you go up to the landmark tower in Yokohama, you're going to have really beautiful views. Even in Shinjuku, the Metropolitan Building, which is free to go up to the top, beautiful views going across the city towards Mount Fuji. So you'll get lovely views, and the snow cap is there already. Thank you. How is Yamagata in Christmas? Snowy? Usually. In 2020, there wasn't any snow. It was a weird year. Kanai and I went to Ginzan Onsen, which is very popular, and we didn't have any snow. We went January 6th, right after Shogatsu. Somehow we got a reservation for Notoya, which is the most popular ryokan, one that was built in 1920. But somebody canceled, we got lucky. But no snow, which is odd. So you're usually going to have a lot of snow in Yamagata. It's nice. I have a video, if you want to see Yamagata at Christmas, I made a video pretty much at that time of year. It's Yonezawa is in Yamagata Prefecture. It is how Japanese grade Wagyu beef. And it is intensely snowing in that video. And I'm in there where they're stamping the carcasses of beef. I don't know if you want to see that, but you can see the snow and what it's like in Yamagata, in Yonezawa at Christmas time. And it's like that. It means cold, snow, and fun, and a lot of skiing too. And you see the snow monsters around Ginzan Onsen. There's another onsen nearby where you can go skiing. Nozawa? I can't recall what it is. It's not that far away from Yamagata Station. So beautiful place. Do I need to? Fuku writes in here. Do I need to prepare for super cold weather in Sendai or Yamagata around this time? This time? No. I think it gets. I don't know what super cold is to you. It's like saying what's in a budget accommodation. I thought $80 was budget, but apparently it's more like $30, which is crazy for Tokyo. If you're paying $30 for accommodations in Tokyo, it's not a hotel anymore. It's not a budget hotel. It's like guest house, it's a share house, or it's a capsule hotel or a manga cafe. But budget hotels, I would say, is $50 to $80 in the city. You might disagree though, but I would say that's the budget. Any plans to visit Akita again? I do. I'm not going to tell you what the topic is, but I'm working on a video that I expect to release around Christmas time about the fireworks culture of Akita. They're going to be launching, when President Trump was here, they announced that Akita Prefecture, which is the fireworks capital of Japan, is sending over fireworks for the 250-year anniversary of the United States. I was really proud of that, to hear that. I was like, wow, that's gonna be cool, awesome. I'm hoping that I could be in the United States for the July 4th to see that, because I'm very, very happy. I was born around the bicentennial 50 some years ago. So I was really happy to hear that Akita, in particular, probably Omagari, which is the city, is giving fireworks, I think 7,000 or something, 700 or 7,000 to Washington, D.C., I think, for the 250-year anniversary. So and some cherry sakura trees as well. There's a great love for the two countries, so that was really touching for me to hear that bit of news. Shuba writes in here, thanks for the awesome tips. You're very welcome. Please get a coffee. Love the video of you and Leo trying cold ramen. That was interesting. I still have that can of ramen, and Leo every day looks at it and he goes, can we open it? Can we open it? I'm like, no. Maybe when we get to the US. But it was surprisingly, that broth was good, Shuba. That was really good. If you could find it in the vending machine, if it's still around when you visit, get a can, because I thought it was pretty good. I guess you can warm it up if you just boil it in a can of hot water, right? In a pot of hot water. My son and I don't know if I have that thumbnail. Oh yeah, I do. My son and I went to the ramen vending machine about a week ago, and you can go and see this episode. We bought one and tried it, but we forgot the chopsticks, so we had to use our fingers and drink from it. But he absolutely loved it, even though it was a little spicy. But I bought 2 cans, one to take home during the Christmas time. Guess who's in the house? WRX Turbo. Thank you, my friend. Nice to see you here. Japanese tea grade in San Francisco was a gift from Japan as well. Awesome. I love seeing it when the leaders go to each other's country, and you get to learn about Japanese culture, and we get to learn about U.S. culture here. No matter what side of the political spectrum you are, I thought it was really cool when the last president was here and the president before that is here. I know some people get triggered by any kind of politics, but I get happy when any leader, and also when the Prime Minister Modi comes from India, actually, too, because I knew people who worked at the Indian embassy. I was always hoping that they'd invite me to come to meet him, because they always throw some sort of welcome party, but I've yet to be invited to one of those, but I would love to go. I have a OCI card, Overseas Citizens of India card, which is like a green card or a passport for India, so I'm very proud of that as well. So I could go to India without a visa, and I could work there, and I could buy a house in India. I'm not sure why I would do that, but I think India is the world's biggest democracy, so it's kind of cool to be connected to where my mom was born. Any other questions here? Leo was watching that can of ramen like a Christmas present. Should I put it in his stocking? He'll know it's not from Santa, though. He'll know it's not from Santa. I'll take a couple more questions here because it's getting chilly here. Kenneth writes in here, Kenneth ZD Lee, thank you for being a traveler here. I will be traveling in Nagano to stay in various onsen in February. How's the weather during that period? It's going to be cold. There's no doubt about it. Nagano in February is going to be cold. I can't say for sure that Nagano City is going to have snow, but there's a good chance that there will be. But in the mountains of Nagano, guaranteed to have some snow. It's like Christmas country. It's good to go visit Jigokudani, which is where the snow monkeys are. I go see my friends there. It's a pretty quick hike. Having a rent-a-car. Here's a good bit of advice for you who are coming in December and onwards. If you do rent a car from Tokyo, make sure it's a studless. Is it studless? Make sure that you have snow tires on, and you have to. If you're renting the car in Hokkaido, they come standard. All the cars come with snow tires. But if you're getting a rent-a-car from Tokyo, you have to ask the rental car agency to put the special tires on, or else it's going to be pretty scary to be driving around in a rental car in the mountains of Japan. So please keep that in mind. When you rent a car in Japan between December and March in particular, you don't know if it's going to snow or it's going to, especially if it's going to be a week. If you check the weather report, it's a pretty good idea to make sure you have the snow tires. If not, you can pay about $150. You can get chains for your rental car. But I mean, what are you going to do? You have to give that away when you're done with it. I guess you could rent chains for the car, but in the mountain areas, you need to have, is it studless tires, or you need to have chains on the wheels? And I've driven around without it, and it's kind of scary because there's a lot of snow, and those plows don't always get around so much in those unpopulated areas. So just keep that in mind, please. From Indonesia, Fuku, thank you. Thank you for the answer, John. I'm from a tropical country, so probably not too cold resistant. No. Do you think that the parka jacket from Uniqlo is enough for Sendai? Parka jacket. Do you mean the down parka jacket is enough? And on top of that, I would invest in one of those ultra warm heat tech and the long underwear. So if you have long underwear, the heat tech long underwear, which is great as pajamas actually, and you have that down jacket, and they're under $100. It's like I don't know, like $70. You have a really warm down jacket. I think it was 650 fill, which is crazy for that price point. I don't know how they do it, but that jacket should be enough to keep you warm. And they have other stuff. You can get fleeces and stuff. You could be completely outfitted for winter for under $200 at Uniqlo. It's crazy. The clothing rental service is also still around, and you can get rental clothes as well. I'm just gonna put that out there. I think it was Anywhere, anywhere. I remember doing a sponsor video for that. That Vonjik is here. One of our favorite Aussies in the house. Hi, John and chat. Next time, bring chopsticks. Yeah, I know. I actually bought a special spoon for instant ramen and I forgot it. I usually carry it in my bag, but I didn't have it that way because I was skeptical that they were gonna have the ramen in the vending machine at all, and they ended up having it. So that was really cool. You can see the autumn foliage behind me and some of those trees lit up there. In Japan, when do people put up decorations? I already did. We put up our tree on November 6th. There's a strategic reason behind that. Number one, all the Christmas markets, or at least most of them, have already opened, which is crazy, right? The Skytree Christmas truck market's open apparently. They've already started Christmas songs. The day after Halloween, Christmas kind of starts in Japan. There's this dead time for Tokyo Disneyland though. This is good advice. If you were thinking of going to Tokyo Disneyland, do it now. Not just because it might be colder in December anyways, but before the Christmas Disney starts, there's this dead period after Halloween and Christmas where it's just Disney. And the Japanese don't go as much right now. This is the best time to go. The lines are a little bit less, and you still get a little bit more daylight than if you do go during the Christmas Disney's time, which will probably start in a couple of weeks. So this is the dead time for Disney. If there is a dead time, it's a little bit quieter, a little bit, but that's my advice. Thank you, that Vonchik, appreciate it very much. Looking forward to seeing you in Japan again too. All right, one more question here. Do you like garlic ramen, John? I love it. I love garlic. I like, Aomori is the garlic capital of Japan, so I like Aomori garlic. And for ginger, I like Shikoku, Kochi ginger. Like every prefecture has a specialty. For Aomori, it's garlic. In particular, black garlic, which you find in more cuisine. Black garlic is actually sweet. It doesn't just keep vampires away too. Hey, our good friend Illuminads is here. Any special location to visit besides tropical gardens? Typical golden route. All right, I'm seeing it now. They went by too fast. Typical golden routes when traveling for 2 months through Japan. In the autumn, all right, right now, the best place to be for autumn is probably Tohoku, North Japan. It looks like the season has peaked up there, but not a lot of tourists went to North Japan because of the bear attacks, including domestically, a lot of hotel cancellations. There was an incident in the news where a proprietor who was cleaning the hot spring outside in Akita, it was Akita or Iwate, was attacked and killed by a bear, one of the 13 people that fatalities from bear attacks this year. And that resulted in that ryokan closing, but they've closed the outdoor bath. And a lot of people saw that news and say, and they canceled it. But a bear attack is extraordinarily rare. It's like getting, you're probably better chance than getting hit by lightning, but it's on par with that, I would say. It's 125 million people, 13 fatalities. It's a massive increase, but it's still like such a small amount. Unless you're going into the woods hiking or you're going into these small rural towns right off of there, you're not going to encounter a bear. You can buy bear spray at Montbell, which is not too far away from here. All the Montbells carry it. You can get it off of Amazon, COJP. Order it. You got to start an Amazon account. Have it sent to your hotel. It'll get there usually but within 24 hours. You could buy it at Bic Camera as well as Yodobashi Camera. They have, but it's actually, a lot of places are sold out of bear spray. That rate's in Pabo. Was that the last question? I know Thanksgiving is an American holiday, but do Japanese have something similar? Not really. Shogatsu is everything. The closest equivalent would be Shogatsu, where Japanese families come together on the 30th of December. People start going home to their hometowns from Tokyo, or they start coming to Tokyo to their hometown if they live outside, and they all eat together. And on the New Year's Day, they have special foods that they eat: the ozone, the mochi, the tsukudani, which is the episode that I produced. If you haven't seen that, go check out the tsukudani episode. That is right here. I think it has 25,000 views. It's much less than it usually does. It typically would have about 50,000 views right now, but that video could use a little bit of love. I guess I got downvoted because I did use some AI images in there, I don't think that takes away too much from the video, but you know, it is what it is. I think it's a good video. I asked about the history of it. I forgot to put the chat there, sorry. I talked about the history of Tsukudani. Shogun Tokugawa Ieyasu was fleeing Osaka in the 16th century. That's a long time ago. And he was almost assassinated, and he was helped by fishermen from Tsukuda village in Osaka. And when he became the shogun after 1603, sometime in the first 10 years, I'm not sure exactly when, he granted the fishermen from Tsukuda for helping him escape that day an island in Tokyo. There was one little island. Now you can't even see it because it's been filled in by reclaimed land, called Tsukuda. Tsukuda Island is the most quiet, interesting neighborhood in Tokyo, I think, because it's 10 minutes from Ginza. It's about 15-minute walk from Ginza, I would say, if you walk in fast. Maybe 10-minute bicycle ride. It's a 5-minute taxi ride from Tokyo Station. And it's so quiet. And you still see the old machiya houses, and the culture from 100 years ago still is on that island. I only see French tourists that go there. But that episode is available on the main channel. This is the live streaming channel. What's your mom? Your mom's from India. What about my father? He's American, New Yorker. I'm more than half my life in Japan, so I don't know what that makes me. When people say, what's your nationality? We would say like American-jin or Indo-jin. I say ninjin, which means carrot, and also means human, ningen. And they say ninjin, and it gets a smile out of Japanese. My wife will say nihonjin. I'll say ninjin. I'm orange. I don't know. Ninja. There you go, Eagle. Thanks for the question. How's the weather in Yokohama? I'd say it's a little bit colder than Tokyo because there's a breeze, because it's closer to the ocean, it's closer to the water. So Tokyo's going to be a little bit cooler, but I don't think, Yokohama's a little bit cooler because of the breeze, but it's relatively the same. I think some days the breeze is going to make it cooler, but I think Yokohama gets less snow than Tokyo. If it does snow in Tokyo, it'll snow a little bit less in Yokohama, because being closer to the sea also means more breeze, but it also means a little bit warmer from the warmer ocean temperature, which never freezes. So, personality or brick wall is here. Shimanami Kaido for 2 days in 2027. Autumn. I wish I could go in 2026, but I have renovations for a new apartment to pay for. That is such a beautiful cycle. I've driven it. I haven't done it yet. You could drive around that area. It's so beautiful around the inlet sea, but I have not yet. I've yet to ride my bicycle there. I know some other YouTubers have done it. I'd love to do that. Just kind of get off the grid and do something like that would be really good to reset. But Hiroshima is one of my most favorite places. I lived there for 2 years. That's probably my favorite city for living, Hiroshima. Very livable city. You got everything. It's a city. It's off of the Shinkansen line, but it's got a small town feel to it still, which is I like that. I'm thinking about visiting Cat Island in Sendai, but getting there seems a bit too much for just a few cats. There's another cat island near Matsuyama in Shikoku. There's more than one cat island, first of all. That might be the original one, I guess. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to get to, I think. I don't know. Rabbit Island, they set that up as a tourist destination. That might be more fun, but it's still kind of a bit to get to that ferry. You gotta take the local train line, which doesn't run very often from Okayama. It's a tough one. I don't know. I think if you have a month, I would do it. If you have 2 weeks, I would skip it. Unless you really want to go at your second time here. But if you have a month, you might want to do it. If you have 2 months in Japan, come on over here. I would go to Ogasawara. It's a 24-hour ferry ride from Tokyo. You have to stay for a week, You have to wait for the next ferry, but it's the Galapagos of Japan. You won't see any other tourists, and it is the most unique island in the middle of the Pacific. Iojima, Ioto, famous from World War II, is not that far away. Hahajima, which is even more remote. I think it's a village of 300 peoples out there. The ferry brings in everything. It is so beautiful, and it's pretty warm there. And you can go scuba diving, snorkeling. They call it bone-in blue. The water there is it's more beautiful than Okinawa. The ferry is about $300 to get out there, I think. 24 hours. It goes by so fast. You go on board at 11 a.m. By 5, 6 p.m. you're starting to go to sleep. You go to bed early. You wake up at 8. Then you're almost there. It goes by so fast. They have a bathtub on the ferry, so you're gonna have that experience. Ogasawara. And the population of Ogasawara is increasing, but I'm only gonna tell it to you because you guys are my friend. If you have 1 week, then you can't go there. But if you have like 1 or 2 months, I would add that in there. The ferry leaves from Hamamatsucho, which is not that far away from here. I've been there once. I'm planning to go back again in next year to make another episode. Oh, all right, okay, that's the last question. Only a week Kabukicho. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Kabukicho, I would prefer staying in Asakusa. I think Kabukicho is a little bit much, too many tourists and kind of dirty. But I think Asakusa would be better because at night it's more fun to walk around there. It's quieter, more traditional. But everybody, if you like drinking, maybe a little bit more fun in Kabukicho. You know, we say Junin Toido, like different strokes for different folks. 10 people, 10 different colors, right? So everybody's going to have their own preferences. The flu, that's the last question here. It's on the news every single day. We do have a alert right now. I rode my bicycle here because I live in the neighborhood. But if you're taking public transportation, everyone's wearing a mask. You might want to do that. I don't think it's a good idea to get sick here. But like, if you're feeling bad, please take care. Maybe stay in the hotel for a day or two. Maybe cancel the hotel at the next place or something and lay low for a bit. Try to get some medicine. There's an international clinic on the other side of Tokyo Station. The doctors speak English. You can get medicine there. But it's really bad right now, the influenza, and it's increasing. I got the flu shot 48 hours ago, so I got to wait at least another week before I have any. I got to be careful for another week, let's just say. But I'm not really going to be careful. If God's plan for me is to get sick, then I'm going to get sick. So that's going to be what happens. But I will be careful. And if I do feel sick at all, then I will be wearing a mask because I don't want anybody else to get sick. Because when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. I think I passed by it twice coming to B-roll. I missed that Jason the artist, but that's the last question I'll take here, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the super chats and for supporting the channel. And if you do want a postcard, I will send it to you this week. It should get there in time. This month, I just sent these out. This is the autumn foliage of Nagano and Niigata. Just put it in the mail about an hour ago to everyone on Patreon. And these are on the way here. On the back is a map of the Shin-Etsu Trail between Nagano and Niigata Prefecture. The border is this trail, and you can get a PDF map and take a look at this. The upcoming episode for it is coming out around Thanksgiving. I'm editing it right now. It's a beautiful photo. It looks more beautiful than the photo in this live stream right here. But this will be sent to you with a UNESCO World Heritage stamp on the back, which is special for Japan Post right now. And it's on the way. It should take a little bit longer. If you're from Canada, you can still sign up, but the postcards will be sent probably in a week or two, a little bit later, as the strike is still impacting posts from Japan. And Mana, unfortunately, I am already married, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. Unless you're asking somebody else or one of these people here, I'm unfortunately taken for you, but not so much for Kanai. And we're going to be going out for a sushi dinner, and I'm going to tell her, you said that for all transparency. I'll say, Mana asked me if we would get married, and I had to say no. But I like the question. It's kind of fun. You'd have to fight Kanai, and she's skilled in the ways of samurai, writes an S-Duke. That is true. Kanai is a pretty tough fighter. She's also a dancer, and her cardio is pretty good. Hey, Nightshade Giggles. I think your postcard's on the way as well. All right, guys, take care. I'll end with a quick pan of Tokyo Station, a live view. As you can see, a lot of people, a lot of tourists coming here wheeling their suitcases, but you get an idea of how people are dressed, because most of you have asked about the weather, the temperatures. And my tip to you is to, I would bring a jacket, but focus on layers, and you can always buy a down jacket at Uniqlo or with some of the other stores. It's always kind of neat to buy something in Japan, because then you can have something to take back as a memory. And the Uniqlo in Tokyo do have big and tall sizes, like 3X. But the thing is with that, yeah, if you're bigger or you're tall, you probably want to bring your own jacket just to be safe. But for normal people, I take an extra large here, and I take a medium in the United States. I'm about 180 centimeters, and I might be somewhat generous there. All right, guys, take care. Mata ne. Stay warm, stay healthy, guys.